Hi, I'm Erin Higgins, Creative Director of On-Air Promotions and Creative Services here at Travel Channel, and I have the immense pleasure to talk with the incomparable Trish Scanlon. Hi, Trish.
Hi, Erin.
How are you?
I am good.
So I guess my question is how did you get your start in this business?
It feels like a second ago, but it was actually a really long time ago. I started in theater in high school, and I got the acting bug. And then I decided I wanted to go to Syracuse for acting. Mm-hmm. And then I got there, and I panicked, and I didn't do the tryout, and I went to Newhouse instead.
Right.
So I took the test, I got in. It was my first sort of walk through when you're afraid of something, do something completely different. Yeah. So I got into television, radio, and film, and I decided to be behind the scenes instead of in front of the camera. And from there, I got an internship with HBO Downtown Productions. I know, it was very exciting.
Oh my God.
Night After Night with Alan Havey. No, you probably don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It was HBO show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And well, it was Comedy Central. Comedy Central was hot, and I forget the other name of whatever it was, but they came together and became Comedy Central.
Oh, cool.
So it was fun. It was a lot of comedy. So here's the good news. When you go to comedy, nobody laughs. I don't know why, but it's true. So from there, I did an internship, another internship in New York City at Comedy Central, and then I started babysitting because it's really hard to break into the industry, even
really
if you're
is.
an intern.
It really is.
So I started babysitting, and I met someone else, and they were also working at Comedy Central, and I was babysitting her kids, and so then they brought me back on, and I had a job in affiliate relations, oddly.
Interesting.
But from there, I sort of made my way through Comedy Central, back over to marketing and creative. I did some writing for radio.
Amazing.
It was very exciting. The Daily Show and all that kind of fun stuff, South Park.
I love it.
And then from there, I decided to go to the agency that we were working with, Holland Advertising, who no longer exists.
Right.
But I made it through 2.5 years there, and I met someone else. So networking, and they were at In Demand. It was a client, and I went to In Demand for a couple of years and headed up their creative services department in the production side of things. Then got laid off.
Yep.
Because that happens.
Yeah.
And then I freelanced. And so then I really got to dig into writing and marketing. And I freelanced for Cablevision and MSG Varsity. And then, I know, wait for it. What did I do after MSG Varsity? I went to Travel Channel. So I've been here for 7 years.
Yay!
That's sort of how I ended up here.
And so you currently are?
I'm the Vice President Brand Creative for Travel Channel.
So, as Vice President of Creative Services at Travel Channel and my boss, what are your main day-to-day tasks? What overall do you do in the job?
It's actually a very cool job, and I know probably one of the better parts of it is having people ask you what you do, and you say, well, I work for Travel Channel. They're like, oh my gosh, do you travel? For a long time, we didn't really travel, but now we do, and we do a variety of different things. So what is really exciting about this job is not only are you doing promos for shows, but we're really shooting for content, right? So across all the platforms, we're shooting for, and we also do ad sales marketing. So we do a lot of branded content, which is very exciting. And when Erin and I first met, we changed the way that we shoot. Because in the past, we shot just for promo and just for campaign. But in this new world, you have to shoot for a variety of different things. You can't just shoot for that anymore. You have to tell stories. Yeah. So we do it for social. We do it for on and off air. We do it for our ASM teams. We collect as much as we can in a one-day shoot or 2-day shoot. We travel to great places. We just went to Iceland, which was really exciting.
Yes, we did.
And we shot with Josh Gates and Expedition Unknown. We had a really good experience. But what we do that is so great is that we pick a location in which we can shoot 5 completely different setups in one day. So we really pivot and have one look and pivot to another look, and then we capture everything that we can for all the different platforms. So it's a really good way to collect a lot of content that we can then bring back and share with all of our departments.
I think it's so smart, and I think what I've learned from it is being willing to adapt to change, and that used to shooting just for concept and now shooting for content, and being able, when we only get our talent once a year,
right,
what do we do with it?
Yep.
So I
think Got to get it for everything. So, and then we have content that we can use for days, as Erin likes to say, but we really use it for months and years because we shoot. Not only do we shoot for content, but we're also shooting just to refresh spots. We believe that the single-minded message is really important, and so for our audience that we're trying to bring in, it's extremely important to have the same message over and over again. So then we're just refreshing spots to bring that audience in for travel.
I think it's genius, and I think that it definitely is like a trend setting in this industry. So thank you, Trish, for the trend settingness. So Trish, you get to work for the Travel Channel, as we've already said. How cool that is.
It's pretty cool.
What excites you the most about this job?
Well, getting to do what you're passionate about, which is travel to really fun and exciting locations, but also working with really awesome people. Scripps is well known for a lovely culture, so it is exciting to work with wonderful people who enjoy doing what we do, which is travel the world and see great things and deliver on an awesome brand.
And I just want to say that you bring that every day, and it gets all of us even more excited. So thank you very much. Okay, so some really cool things that you have taught me are some really key takeaways that you instill on your team, and then I hope to instill on my team, and vice versa. And I think you call it the 3 C's. What is that?
We do. The 3 C's are one. It's a great way to get a team excited about what I believe in, which is we're here to deliver great product, but we're also customer service oriented. So I really like to instill communication, connection, and collaboration. And I think much like the messaging we do for travel in general, just helping people understand what it is that they have to do and the bar that I've set. I expect great customer service, which means you're going to connect with the people that you talk to. You're not going to just email them. You're not going to just text them. You're going to get up out of your desk and you're going to go talk to them. You're going to pick up the phone and you're going to have a conversation. You're going to connect. You're going to collaborate. So same thing. We're going to get in a room and it's the best idea that wins. It's not just your idea. So we collaborate and we work with our ad sales marketing team or any other team or PR team in creative land. So that we deliver on the best product. And then what was the third one? Communication, connection. Yeah. Connection is again, it's working with all these different groups and all the different people. So how do we do that? Do we go bowling and we connect together and you find that bond that helps everybody collaborate better and come up with better ideas? So that's the 3 C's.
I love it, and I think what's also great is it can apply to not just professional, but to your personal life as well.
Absolutely.
Because, people picking up the phone is a new thing these days.
It's true. It's true. It's surprising how many people won't talk to you on the phone, but I find that you will always have a better experience if you talk it through with people. Email and texting you can just be misled by what is said in writing sometimes. So
yeah. And the connection based on your journey, I mean, from what I'm hearing you say is you got the next job based on who you met at the previous job or an opportunity that was set up. So we always need to be.
I love those headhunters out there, but they've never gotten me a job. I don't know why. I have always gotten the next job by networking. So again, making those bonds early on, it takes a long time to build relationships. So you have to start as soon as possible and make sure that you are always raising the bar in terms of, this is what I would say to you or anybody. Whenever we are in a discussion, you can't take it personally. So how do you get through challenges? It's always taking the high road. So that's what I believe in.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. What is the thing that you are the most proud of so far, or one of the things that you've accomplished in your career?
Well, the most recent thing I am very proud of is rebuilding the Travel Channel team. So we were down in D.C. and we had a wonderful team down there, but they reorganized us, and I got the opportunity to come back to New York, which is extremely exciting, and I'm very grateful for. But the challenge was to rebuild the team, and we did it within 6 months. Erin helped me. She was my first hire, so that was very exciting. And we changed the way that we do pretty much everything. We changed the way that we shoot. We changed the way that we work every day in terms of collaboration, connection, and communication. And so I'm very proud that this team is living up to that motto.
So what are you most looking forward to in the next few months or coming years?
I think it's what is the next step for me? So like everybody, it's always trying to figure out like what are you, is this it? Which is delightful. But then it's like, well, all right, so and now that I've met this challenge, what's the next challenge for me? And I have to honestly say I don't know what it is yet, but I hope that it would be SVP Creative Services here or somewhere where I can work with the great people that I've enjoyed working with right now.
So in your amazing career, I would assume there have been some challenges.
Oh, yes, there have been plenty of challenges. I think when you get laid off, it's probably one of the biggest challenges that will happen to you. So I don't say like everybody needs that experience, but it's helpful to have that experience so that you have been through it and you understand what's happening. Folks get laid off for a variety of reasons. Usually it's because out of their control, whatever the reason is. So how you deal with it will probably determine how much it scars you. So I think if I had to do it again, I would hope that I would do it with grace. I would think that I would prepare myself in advance because you never know when it can happen. So you should just always be networking. Never then when it suddenly happens to you say, oh, now I have to network because you're already starting from behind. So just having your, can we say? Having your together is really important. So that means your resume and your website and your networking, making sure that you've gotten yourself prepared for whatever can happen.
Awesome. And one of the things that inspires me about you is you are a working mom.
I am a working mom. I have a 12-year-old. It is a daily challenge. I love her. I love her. She is the best. She's adorable. But it does. It's hard to figure out how to balance both work and family. And I would say that there's no perfect solution. And when you love something that you do, which we love our jobs, you have to prioritize. So sometimes the family takes a hit, and sometimes the job takes a hit, and you just have to understand what is most important to you and your family. And from there, once you understand that, then it's conversations that you have with them about why it's important for mommy to be gone for a week in Iceland shooting, and what that means to the company, and then similarly to work, why you need to go down to Daytona when your daughter is competing in junior lifeguarding. So figuring out how you do all of that, it can be tiring, but I think at the end of the day, you're grateful that you have family and work. So.
I love it, and the fact that you can just seamlessly go from one to the other on a minute-by-minute basis is pretty outstanding.
Oh, thank you.
It's very awesome. So, as you are such a mentor to me, and every day I'm like, just tell me more about how I can be a better person and a better job in this career. I'm sure that you've had some mentors come into your life.
I have. Actually, I've had a lot of wonderful people in my life. John Sickle, who's here at Scripps, is a wonderful mentor to me. And has just been so helpful in everything that we do. We've been through many changes, and he's always been there to remind me to think about what I do best and to just focus on that and not. And again, it's the not personal thing, not take it personal what's happening around you. Just do the best job that you can do. So I love John Sickle, but I also went through the Betsy program for WICT. And so I have my own circle of, we call it your board or whatever. Betsy Magnus is a wonderful program for leadership. It's a year-long program, and they take you through all of the things that matter to you and to work. It's kind of all-encompassing you. It can be a little overwhelming, but once you get through it, you have friends for life, and those Betsy friends have really helped me. So I say network, 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 and make sure you have your board of people that can help you outside the company. So that you always have good perspective.
So taking that advice, what advice would you give to someone just starting out who doesn't have the network space?
I say start to research your industry and figure out what events and like WICT or organizations that you can get involved in that will help you network. And when you do network, don't go and sit in the corner. And it's very hard for introverts and extroverts alike. So when you are in a situation, you want to have set up yourself before you get there. How can I do some homework before I get there? What is this event about? How can I research it? What are the questions I might ask if I get to meet somebody? Research people's names that are there on the panel, and then actually set a goal for yourself. I'm going to meet 2 people I'm going to stand in line or whatever it takes to meet these two people and then ask them the questions of the research that I've done. So it's a little bit about it doing your homework and then taking the risk, if you're an introvert, to meet people that you normally wouldn't push yourself to do. Find a friend who can go with you if you're, afraid of going on your own, and just really push yourself out there, because you never know what the connections are. And then don't think that one event is then you've networked. Right. Unfortunately, it takes a long time, which is why I say start as soon as you can.
And continue, right?
And continue to do it throughout your career. Because you never know where your next connection is going to be.
Absolutely.
Right.
My final question for you is, what do you define as successful in this industry?
I think being extremely passionate about what you do every day helps you to get out of bed and go to work. So loving what you do, I know it sounds cliche, but it is really true. Loving what you do every day really helps you be successful. So that would be my piece of advice. Do what you love.
Do what you love. I love it. Do what you love. Well, I feel like I am doing that, so thank you so much, Trish.
You're welcome. Thank you, Erin.